Louie Belina Show, final hour on a Thursday. The Louie Belina Show presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, community. Free estimates. They do a military and veteran discounts. They have them. CC Electric. Thursday, final hour. Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author. Rusty Burson joins us on the D4 Land Services Hotline. Rusty, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm still recovering. That was a gut punch last night. That was a tough one.
Yeah, I said this earlier. I started my day, maroon and white notebook, and, of course, Buckyball, last night's game, lead story from my universe. Anyway, that was the first game that I was frustrated and disappointed.
Yeah.
Because Oklahoma State blowouts, third game, first week of the year. Come on, right?
Right.
And SMU, still early. I'd say there's a slight frustration, but early enough that I got over it in 2 minutes. These other games, no, man, they've been rolling. But last night, I thought was a tough loss, and I want to put it in an inexcusable loss. Don't miss layups, you win. Don't go scoreless, the final $1.21 win. Play an ounce of defense, you win. Like, there's so many ways they never should have lost last night.
Yeah, I agree. That was the one that, leaving the arena, really felt like, oh man, that one really got away from them, and that one should not have gotten away from them. And you got a great game. I mean, a really tremendous game out of Clements, and their size was really good. I mean, you said Clements was going to go 8 for 10 from the field and score 20 points. I was like, hey, A&M's going to run away with it. But, I mean, the guard play just wasn't that great last night at all. Pop Isaacs didn't do much. Ruben Dominguez just disappeared, hit one three-pointer, and that was it. And then, Marcus Hill didn't have his normal game, and Jakari Lane didn't have his normal game. So, disappointing, very disappointing, and that's one that you might look at down the road. It's going to cost them certainly seeding. The UCF game was a frustrating one too, because they led that one and then it just totally got away from them. But this one was definitely the most frustrating for me.
It's interesting. You bring up, and man, I don't want to keep harping on, but Clemens, right? Zach Clemens, he scored 20, but I think he allowed 30.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. I mean, he's not real quick on his feet. But, man, they had the alley-oops going last night, and the press didn't really rattle them at all last night. So, Missouri played a heck of a game. And
they were better than I gave them credit for.
Yeah.
They were. I got to be honest about that one. They were just better than I gave them credit for.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see how that team beat Florida, right? I mean, because Florida's so big, and they match up with them. And, man, just A&M look and like a high school team out there, from time to time, especially, they just looked like they were just overpowering A&M.
Yeah, they did. But even with that, it's so far down my list of why they lost. They lost because they missed layups. They lost because there was a lack of effort on the defense. They didn't get back. They just didn't do. I watched them not box out. That has nothing to do with height. You just box out some of the time. There was a lack of effort style on defense. It was very frustrating.
Yeah, you just didn't expect to see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if anything, they have just been, over the top, good defensively, in your face and suffocating. I don't remember them getting anywhere close to getting a 5-second call or, a 10-second backcourt violation last night. I don't know. I mean, they look like they're still recovering. I mean, they shot the ball so well for the most part. And, you're looking up, you're like, dang, they just can't get away from them. And then, Missouri got that 8-point lead and him cut right back into it. But, it was a frustrating loss.
Yeah, 1-point lead for A&M with 1:21 left, and they did not score again for a team that's built on offense.
Yeah, I didn't like the three-pointer Ryland took. I
didn't like the last shot.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that either. It just didn't seem like it really had a shot. I mean, I certainly have no problem with getting the ball to Aggie, but just didn't seem like it was, you know, hindsight's 2020, right?
It just, you know what? I thought back through it. Of all the options, okay, I'll fast forward. The problem is they don't have the guy. If
Right.
you have the guy who should be taking the last shot, the guy that basically should have the ball at least one touch minimum every time offensively in the final 2 minutes, they beat SMU, they beat Tennessee, they beat Bama, and they beat Missouri. When you don't have the guy, they don't have anyone that should take the last shot.
No, not really.
They have guys that have a hot hand that night, or even two per night, but that's not a guaranteed last shot guy. The defense can just, focus on that guy, and then they don't have other options. And look, it was supposed to be M'Baku. He got hurt.
Right.
Unfortunate for him, unfortunate for Anna. But M'Baku was always supposed to be that guy.
Yeah, it's, again, you can't help the injuries, right? I mean, you can't do anything about that. But it's really disappointing to see, Ruben has just not been himself lately. And he got some really good looks last night, just couldn't hit anything. And, I don't know. There's a million things. When you lose a game by 1 point, there's a million things you can go back to. I was like thinking, Ali Diba really gives them quality minutes. And, he was 3 for 3 from the field, 1 for 1 for 3-point range, and 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
And, and you lose a game of 1 point, and you're like, dang. So 0 for 2 from the free throw line. You just didn't see it. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many things you can go back and point to. And turnovers and, just all the way around is just disappointing, frustrating.
I think Ruben's one of the players that's now physically wore down. When he started the year, all he did was shoot. And look how far he's come. I love the progress he's made, because now you see him, he's hustling at every moment. He's playing D. He's now passing the ball, and I think he's worked hard. I think he's someone that might physically be wore down a bit at this point. You got to wait for his second legs to kick in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, because early in the season, I was thinking, oh, man, he's going to be a huge defensive liability, and he's really not. And he's come a long way. And, but Zach Clemens, he's got the size on the offensive end, but he doesn't have the feet on the other end. And like you said, he gave up a lot of points too.
Yeah, so I just think Ruben's tired, which, again, you got to fight through it, and he'll come out on the other end of it. And how long, I don't know. Each player, I think, is different on this.
Makes Saturday that much more important. In Vanderbilt, it's hard to tell who they are. They lose to Oklahoma, and yet they come back and they, just strum Auburn the other night. And so you never know what you're going to get in Vanderbilt. But, golly, they really need to find a way to win that game and end this 3-game losing streak.
Well, okay. They have 7 games left. I think they can go 5-2. But I'm going to go ahead and just go with the mood of we're all depressed and angry and say, let's say 4-3. They'll finish the year 11-7, 21 wins in the NCAA tournament, not even on the bubble. I'll take it. Look, go back to before the season started, and nobody thought they'd have a winning record. I didn't see one person, expert, non-expert, guy drunk. Nobody picked them to have a winning record in the SEC play. So if they can go 4-3, 11-7, 21 wins, safely in the tournament, it's been a great year. Let's do perspective, right?
I totally agree. Yeah. That would be a celebration, I tell you what, if Bucky gets his team to the NCAA tournament, he's got to be Coach of the Year. He probably won't get it in the SEC because they'll give it to Todd Golden or something. And that, man, I tell you what, it's neck and neck for the most frustrating, angry, annoying coach between Golden and Nate Oates. If you put them in a room together, it's I don't know. I think somebody said that the most punchable face in the SEC. I was like, yeah, that's one or the other. They're neck and neck.
I actually think that might have been me, because that's a reference. Because that's kind of my perspective on things. It's like, how bad do you just want to punch someone when you look at them?
Yeah, and they're both really good coaches, but gosh, they're so annoying.
And I'm sure I just offended some people, like, you can't do that, that's mean, and, that's not giving people a chance. But just Nate Oates trying the Bediako thing is enough for me. Maybe Bediako, good man, takes care of him, but professionally, just trying to pull that through and drag the game down with him offends me. But I don't want to go back into that rant.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of other things that offend me too. It's just the way he tries to work officials, and obviously, I've seen a couple games. He almost cost them the A&M game with his technical foul, and that was a lot in the sand game for Alabama. But man, he goes off at untimely moments, and he doesn't know when to quit. And then Todd Golden after the game, just doing the gator chomp towards the A&M fans, and it's like Bucky said, hey, well, it meant a lot to them to win that game. It sure did, because they acted quite the fools. But hey, to the victor go the foolish spoils, or something like that.
The votes are coming in inside the Texas Mobile and Lube Express inbox. Texas Mobile and Lube Express, where they say be good to your car and your car will be good to you. Ryan and Brenham, Nate Oates. I say it that way because he uses exclamation marks. Nate Oates, worst by far. So the voting has begun, and Ryan and Brenham definitely says Nate Oates over Todd Golden.
Well, that's to each their own. I think it's so neck and neck. I couldn't separate either one of them. But hey, you can't be wrong on this one. If you say either one or both, I think you're right.
Either way, everybody's losing. That's kind of the bottom line on this story. Let me ask you that. How did you feel about Lane Kiffin? Because now I look at Kiffin the same way as Golden, where they don't care about pissing off the opposing fans and, engaging in that way.
Yeah, but there's something that, I don't know, endearing about Kiffin, and
well, he has a dog and Golden doesn't.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. It was like, I don't doubt that the whole Ole Miss fan base can't stand him. I wouldn't like him either if he had left us like that. I don't like Buzz Williams, and I didn't like the way he left, and I don't like Jim Schlossnagle. I don't like the way he left. But hey, those are, they're coaching my team. Lane Kiffin, I don't know, when he got out there, the marriage proposal was going on, and Lane runs out there and joins in, and just like he's in the picture with his couple. Just a lot of times he has a lot of fun, whereas I don't think Golden and Nate Oates have a lot of fun. They just like to be. I think they just take great joy in annoying people.
Fair enough. Okay, I wanted to inquire. You're making me laugh with this. That's why I'm kind of pausing and hesitating here. Fair enough. But what is the football coach that you hate, annoys you the most then, if it's not a Lane Kiffin?
Man, that's a really good question. Current football coach, college football coach who just annoys me. I don't know. Harbaugh used to annoy me when he was at Michigan. And that whole, stealing signs and all that stuff, that was annoying. And
then leaves before justice could find him.
Yeah,
and leaves
that's the mess behind for
everyone else to deal with.
Yeah, and so, I'd say, even though he's not currently a college coach, I'd say Harbaugh.
No, that's okay. Again, I'm way good with this. Lance, Cardinal John has cast his vote. He said Golden by far after being in the post-game scuffle. And his comments on the SEC network, crown this clown. Now,
I like that. I like that.
Fonzo won Golden by far. This is awesome. After being in the... Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, this is where I confused the two. Ready? Fonzo won said Golden by far after being in the post-game scuffle and his comments on the SEC network, crown this clown. That was Fonzo 1. Cardinal John said, Lou, no question, Nate Oates. What a tool. Whoa. Plus, Ags inexplicably miss layups too much and losses. Agree. So, there you go.
Yeah, they do miss a lot of layups. A lot of gimmies. And, oh, man. But, a good debate. This is, because you can't go wrong. I can't go wrong with picking either one of those guys because they're right at the top of my list of most annoying. Just can't stand to look at them guys.
Something about this thing about missed layups, right? And people talking about height advantage is really starting to bother me. A&M's been at a height disadvantage every SEC game.
Yeah.
So against Florida, I felt it was beyond real. Florida didn't just have a height advantage. It was King Kong Godzilla versus me disadvantage, okay?
Yes.
Alabama was just a normal disadvantage. Missouri had a slight edge. It was not this. It wasn't the Florida game. And I just feel like it keeps getting overplayed. Because to say A&M had Missouri had an advantage, every SEC team has a height advantage on A&M. I saw some statistic like height in P4, A&M's like 214 in the country or something. Right? I mean,
right.
That's nothing new. It's almost not a factor because it's always true.
Well, and that's why they got to hit 3-pointers. And the frustrating thing last night is they did hit a bunch of 3-pointers. But they didn't play defense the way they normally do. And that's the frustrating thing. I mean, they were...
There you go.
15 to 33 from three-point land, yeah, I'll take that anytime, right? But the defense just, you gave up way too many easy baskets.
Can't miss layups.
Yeah.
If you're going to win with offense first, I knew they're not going to shoot 90% from three-point land in the second half. Everyone in the arena knew it. Bucky knew it. Can't miss layups.
Right.
Can't miss layups. And how about you just get back on D? As opposed to all the just dunks and they scored 52 in the paint, and it's not all because of the height disadvantage. I mean, play some D. You're not going to play the greatest D. Good enough with that. We've all watched it and play, but you got to play some. Hey, quick timeout. Come back. Let's talk some Aggie baseball and more.
Let's do it.
Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author on the D4 Land Services hotline. If you ever need a metal building, custom metal building from the ground up, go check out D4landservices.com. D4landservices.com. This is the Louie Belina Show on the Zone.
Listen up, class.
The money machine is open now.
No.
Make sure to enter each week.
Everyone comes out a winner
At Zone1150.com or through the Zone newsletter to win $5,000.
The Louie Belina Show, presented by CC Electric. Built on faith, family, community, that's CC Electric. Let's hang out. Let's check in. Let's visit more Rusty Burson. He's an Aggie historian. He is an author. He is Rusty Burson. Rusty, did you see Aggie baseball set their weekend rotation?
I did not see that.
Friday night, left-hander Shane Sadeo. Saturday, right-hander Weston Moss. And then on Sunday, right-hander Aiden Sims. That will be the opening weekend rotation versus Tennessee Tech.
Oh, I like it. I'm excited to see this team. I don't know how you pronounce the kid's name. Is Chris Hakopian? Is that right?
Hakopian. That's what I've been saying. I'll find out more this weekend.
Okay. I'm excited to see him play. I mean, sounds like we got a good trade-off. They took our basketball coach who no one misses, and we get Maryland's really good baseball player. So that all worked out well.
I'm dying to see this team because it's great mystery. It really is a mystery who and what they are. I'm dying to see this team because we can wallow in what happened last year, start the revenge tour. You can buy the narrative of, hey, let's get back. D1 Baseball did their preseason regional projection. Boy, you talk about way too early, which I love those.
Yep.
I have so much fun with those. And they picked A&M to be a 2 seed in the TCU regional, which I'm like, well, no joke. They always go to the TCU regional. But
they always do, yes.
A 2 seed, okay. When you do the math and stuff in your head, I kind of am like, all right, a chance to get redemption. I don't mind a redemption. When was the last time Aggie baseball really needed to redeem everything? They've been a top 25, top 10, top 15 program forever.
Yeah, I'm excited about this season. I mean, obviously, we get going tomorrow, but I'm excited to see some of these guys, a year more mature. Terrence Keel had a fantastic freshman year last year, and he's just going to get better and better. And, obviously, when you're getting Grahovic back, and there's some names out there, Caden Sorrell, and it just, again, like I said, this Hakopian, I'm really excited about him. He was in all Big Ten last year, and there's some interesting storylines there, and hopefully, they can come together and be a really solid team right from the start. I mean, I thought Bear Harrison was a really good catcher last year, and he's a year older and better, and so I think they've got a lot of potential.
A full year of Caden Sorrell alone will improve the Aggie offense.
Oh, yeah.
Not having to look at the injury report every Thursday night / Friday morning will improve the team. There's a lot of ways that they're better without doing a whole lot. There's so much that happened last year, avoiding extended slumps and more. But opening day tomorrow, by the way, you hear Aggie baseball, home, road, postseason, right here on the Zone, 1150 AM, 93.7 FM. You can listen at radioaggieland.com. Always, you can listen to the Zone on the free app. So that means Aggie Baseball is on the free Zone app. And you can always tell Alexa, play Zone 1150. Again, the weekend rotation is set. Friday, Sadeo, lefty, Sadeo. Righty, Moss. Saturday, righty, Aiden Sims is on Sunday. And for tomorrow's game, the first 1,000 fans at the Plaza get a bubble blaster courtesy of Pepsi. Do you have a bubble blaster?
No, and I never will. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Now,
No.
I don't want to throw hands with you on this, but tell me, why are you anti? Because it sounds like you're anti-bubble blaster.
I'm not anti-bubble blaster. I'm just not one who needs to do it. But it's fine. If everybody else around me wants to do it, that's fine. It's not something I'm going to bring to the baseball game. No, I don't do the wave. I will never do the wave.
That.
There's just a lot of things that happen during the course of a baseball game in a lot of places that I won't do. I mean, the game is good enough for me. I don't need to bring other distractions. But that's fine if other people want to bring a bubble machine. It's not going to be there for me.
Okay, I'm never going to be the whistler.
No.
So let's be clear on that.
And I'm never going to jump all over the home plate umpire when I'm sitting, in the third deck. I'm not. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, if the strike zone is, if I'm watching the game on TV and I've got the box, then okay, yeah, I was like, oh, come on. But if I'm sitting in the outfield, I'm not going to jump on these guys, and nor am I going to be the heckler. I mean, I'm not going to ride somebody. Most of these guys can't hear you. And most of these guys, so many of these guys who heckle baseball players probably never stood in a batter's box in their entire life. And they don't
played
understand.
MLB The Show.
Well, yeah, but it's like I had a boss that years ago at the 12 Man Foundation who we sat together at a Big 12 baseball tournament, and he was just over and over. He's like, how do you swing at that ball in the dirt? How do you swing? I was like, hey, have you ever faced somebody throwing, 95 with a nasty changeup? Have you ever done that? It's like, no, of course you have. If you don't know the game, a lot of times you can say really stupid stuff, and I don't want to be that guy.
That is okay. Everything you said is extremely fair. The only thing in there that in my own head, heckling is as almost for you as the intended target. Because I don't think very many people think the coach, the base runner, the umpire actually hears you. But, bottling things up inside is not a healthy way to live. So releasing it out into the universe is as much for you as the intended target.
Okay, I can go with that. That's just not going to be the way I do things. Maybe it's the sports writer in my background. I don't do a whole lot of yelling at most games. Basketball games, I'll jump up and, applaud and that. But I'm also, not the most vocal guy. I don't want to talk about, the officiating, and I mean, sometimes it's bad. But they're human beings, right? I don't think anybody comes in there.
Are they really the officials, human beings?
Yeah. Have you ever tried to? You know what? Here's another thing: is that I've umpired Little League games, right?
Ooh.
And, yeah,
Ooh.
it's not saying anything comparing this, but there's sometimes where you miss a call. I mean, and it's so easy to miss a call, and then there's you got these parents yelling at you because you just called a third strike to their kid, and it just, have you ever stood out there and tried to officiate those games? Have you ever?
I know better. No, Rusty, see? That's the difference. Why do something I know I can't do? I mean, look, I'm not saying the don't try part. There's a difference in the world, right? Because then that's the whole quitter attitude. But I know I can't official. I know my eyes aren't good enough. I mean, I have no chance. So, no, I have never tried to umpire a game.
Well, and I was coaching my daughter in basketball years ago at high school level in her home school. And, I mean, this is like not elite college athletes, right? But the official didn't show up, so one coach from their team and me from the other team, we officiated the game, and it's a lot harder than it looks. It's like you miss it. You didn't see whether you got slapped on the wrist or what. So again, I have appreciation for them just having done it and failed at it. This is umpiring at first base in Little League baseball, right? Well, I'm not paying attention to the check swing, and the manager asked me for the check swing, and I was like, instinctively, I said he didn't go, but then I realized he did, and I'm like, gosh. And I walked over to him, I was like, I blew that one.
You can do like all the pro umpires, just palms down. They never disagree with the home ump. They don't want to show each other up. So just all the they're always palms down. They always agree with each other.
Yeah, you can't daydream for a second if you're umpiring or if you're officiating. You can't get lost in your thoughts. Like, there's so little action in a Little League baseball game that at first base, I'm like, I'm really not watching that closely. I was wondering if they're ever going to put the bat on the ball, right?
I'm kind of laughing. If you forced me to, because you're saying you had to step up due to circumstance, right? If that happened to me, I'd make it clear I'm not a professional ump. Like, I'd have a slushie out there. I'd have a slice of pizza so that when they looked at me, if I got it wrong, they'd be like, well, no joke, you got it wrong. I wouldn't want them to have expectation. I would make it clear what's going down here so that nobody got it twisted or confused.
Yeah, and, I watched my son who was making money home plate umpire at travel baseball. So we're talking about high school kids and just the reactions of the parents and just like they were on him so badly. And I was like, he doesn't care. He doesn't even know who your son is. He does not care who wins or loses his ball game. He's just calling the games as best he can. And, but everybody takes it personal. I don't know. There's just a lot of things that especially a baseball fan, I'm not going to do. So I'm not going to bring a bubble machine, but more power to you if you like bubbles.
Love bubbles. Love bubbles. Love bubbles. Now, one quick story. I'll let you roll. I know you got work to do and you're important and like you run Miramon or some stuff like that. But back in the day, before I called Aggie softball games, I did PA for Aggie softball, and I used to get the opportunity to do high school because they would rent out like the old Aggie softball field for like high school playoffs and stuff.
Because it's so wonderful, right?
Yes, exactly. Anyway, so I called high school. Also, I used to call high school playoff games at Bluebell Olson, which wasn't Bluebell at the time, so just Olson Field. Anyway, point being this. I learned I hated calling high school games, not the play-by-play, but even then, the parents, because of what you said, the offend level. Like, I would get the lineups, and I'd try and talk to the opposing coaches, and they thought like I was working for the other team, so they wouldn't even like give me 10 seconds because I wanted to get the name pronunciations correct, right?
Right.
But the coach wouldn't talk to me. So then I'm calling games or doing the PA up there, and no one would help. So then it's time to do the intro lineups, and I'd butcher at least 2 names, men, out of like the 9 in the lineup because how am I supposed to know? I don't live with these people.
Right.
And man, I had whole families try and knock down the door to the press box because they thought I was attacking them, their child, their heritage, their entire history of their culture, right?
Exactly, yes.
It's not personal. And I even try. I was not just sitting there going like, doot, doot, doot. But coaches don't talk to you. Seriously, high school coaches think you work for the enemy, and by asking for pronunciation, I'm really asking for their stats and insider secrets. I couldn't get nothing.
You know, the maddest I've ever seen high school football players get towards me, I was on the field after a Lamarck High School Galveston Ball High School down in Galveston County, and I had picked for Ball to beat Lamarck in the newspaper that day. And they were so offended. And I was talking to the coach who thanked me for picking Ball because he used it as kind of motivation. And all those players, as I was walking towards the press box at a high school field, they're like, "Don't come around here again. Don't you ever pick against us again? Who do you think you are?" I'm like, "Dude, did you know that I gave like 10 seconds thought to that prediction? I mean, literally, don't care."
I'm just telling you, dude, back to that whole thing. So I'm going to tell you, I quit calling high school games.
I don't blame you.
I did it for a while. I did it in the start because I needed money. That's back when I was poor. Not like I'm floating rich now. So I'm not you. I'm not Miramont money. But I needed the money, but I also wanted the experience. I when I started off, I tried to do everything sports, but I quit. I don't know if I did 3 years total, but I was like, man, I could not deal with the parents. I just had to quit doing high school games.
I tell you, that's who ruins almost everything. It's who the biggest thing with Little League Baseball. The issue is the parents. It's like, golly, are you kidding me?
Coach,
it's Little League
PA,
Baseball,
umpiring, anything high school. The parents, right?
Yes.
Be awesome, brother. Thank you always. Have an amazing weekend. Are you going out to any of the games over the weekend, Blue Belson?
May try to do so.
Don't make it Sunday. It sounds like the weather could ruin that plan.
Yeah, I don't think so. Sunday doesn't look like a good idea.
Be awesome, man. Talk to you.
See you, buddy.
Rusty Burson, Aggie Historian and Author on the D4 Land Services Hotline. If you want to get your land cleared, land excavated, land fixed up, go to d4landservices.com. They can help you with that. If you're looking for forestry, mulching, pond construction, metal buildings, go to d4landservices.com. They can help you with that. I'll be right back. Down the stretch we come. Sprint to the finish. It's the Louie Belina Show, Thursday on The Zone.
Make sure to get the podcast of TexAgs Live, the Louie Belina Show, or Chip Howard Sports Talk Daily at zone1150.com and everywhere you get your podcasts.
The Louie Belina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. Support comes from Mark Sim at the Charles Schwab Branson College Station. Schwab, that means Mark Sim, offers a modern approach to wealth management. They have the financial planning to meet your specific needs. Why did you call them? They got you. But also Schwab, Mark Sim, they have the flexibility to adapt as your needs change with time, and they will in ways that you haven't even imagined. But for them, been there, done that. They got you. Learn more at schwab.com/college station. Sprint to the finish. We're basically out of time. 2 o'clock, Paul Feinbaum Show, powered by Polaris Fun Center. 4 o'clock, Chip Howard Sports Talk. Then at 5:15, A&M women's basketball. They're in Lexington to take on number 8 Kentucky. That's what's still ahead here on The Zone. 11:50 a.m. and 93.7 FM. Pitchers and catchers have reported MLB. Louie Belina, huge baseball fan. We, The Zone, 11:50 a.m., 93.7 FM. Astros baseball, you're home for. We also run select games over on Willie 1550 AM. We have so many sports here on The Zone that, we use our family of stations. The top story 2 days in, number 1, Justin Verlander signed a 1-year contract with the Detroit Tigers. That's former Astro, and he came to Houston from Detroit. He's going back home. One last ride. I bet that 1-year deal is the last year. I mean, if he has some kind of renaissance, but sure didn't look like he has much left in the tank, and that's okay. You take a look at everything Detroit has with Skubal into Fromber, and they got their 3. I mean, it's kind of like he can be the 5, come out every 5th game, 5 days, and get 5 innings in. Again, if there's something left there, so be it. That's not what he's needed. But Justin Verlander, and I saw this incredible graphic. MLB teams with multiple-time Cy Young Award winners. That's only been 11 times in Major League Baseball history. And now the Detroit Tigers. Justin Verlander has won the Cy Young Award before, so has Tariq Skubal. That is a MLB team with multiple times Cy Young Award winners. The very, 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 very first team was 1986. The Chicago White Sox had Steve Carlton and Tom Seaver. Going back to, I call it prime time, the Atlanta Braves from 98 to 2002, because they had Mad Ducks along with Tommy Glavine. Check. There are two pitchers that are like the 6 degrees of Seven Bacon if we want to talk about multiple Cy Young Award winners. Max Scherzer, who has done that with 3 different teams, Dodgers, Mets, and the Texas Rangers. And Clayton Kershaw. Because Max Scherzer in 2021 was with Clayton Kershaw, Cy Young Award winner. So multiple times Cy Young Award winners on the same team. Then he goes to the Mets for 2022. Max Scherzer, Jacob deGrom. 2 Cy Young Award winners, same team. So that's the Mets in 22. Then in 23, Justin Verlander's with Max Scherzer. Multiple time Cy Young Award winners, same team. Then in 23 and 24, Max Scherzer is on the Texas Rangers with Jacob deGrom. Those two, Scherzer, deGrom, did it twice on 2 different teams of multiple time Cy Young Award winners. Because Scherzer and deGrom were together on the Mets in 22 and then together on the Rangers 23-24. And now, for the 11th time in MLB history, Skubal and Verlander in 26. Yeah, that's not going to change your life, but I'm sorry. Baseball's fun. Baseball, more than any other sport, is about data, manipulation, analytics, and just crazy stuff like that. So Justin Verlander, I think it's one last ride with his team of origin, the team he's identified with. He had great success with Houston. Don't get me wrong. He was a great Astro. Great Astro. But he is a Detroit Tiger. Here, I said 2 things from the first. There's 3. Let's keep it real. There's 3 things. Number 2, Houston Astros. Yesterday was day 1. I saw this headline that said, what we learned on day 1 of Astro spring training. And, they went on Hunter Brown's leadership and Tatsuya Imai's arrival. Man, we didn't learn that. That's the happy, joy, let's hug each other. Learn. That's not what we learned. Here's what we learned day 1 of the Astro spring training. Business as usual. Josh Hader's not going to be ready for opening day. We learned that Astros baseball is still plagued by injuries for kind of the 3rd straight year. Last year was the worst version. Because not only did we learn that Hader is behind and opening day is doubtful, Yanier Diaz got injured back in December. And he's in spring training. He's catching pitchers, taking some BP, but he's not healthy. So on the opening day, we have learned that 2 of their most crucial parts are already at risk for opening day. We didn't learn about leadership and arrival. We learned that Astros baseball, business as usual. Watch the IL reports. That's what I learned. Oh, man. And again, I already told you, they announced that wasn't even, Hunter Brown is going to be the opening day starter. But the actual Josh Hader, his throwing program got shut down due to arm soreness. Imaging revealed inflammation of the biceps tendon. He's not been throwing for 10 or 11 days. He could resume this week, end of this week. It's Thursday. We're getting towards the end of the week. And Yadier Diaz back in December. I'm an Astros fan. I just want health. If they're not good enough, they're not good enough. But come on, give them a fighting chance. I said 3 things. So 1, Justin Verlander's a Tiger. Back home. Mama, he went home. Number 2, Astros baseball's in midseason form with the IL reports. Number 3, the Texas Rangers have come up with the single greatest promotion, I think, of all time. This is from like Tuesday, so maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. But have you heard of the Nolan Ryan bloody t-shirt giveaway? That was announced as part of spring training starting. So the Texas Rangers, and the exact date is May 29th of this year, when they face the Kansas City Royals, are giving away a replica bloodstained Nolan Ryan throwback jersey. What? I'll explain. September 8th, 1990. Nolan Ryan, in the second inning in a game against the Royals, failed to cleanly field a one-hopper from Bo Jackson. The ball goes off his glove, into his face. He throws Bo Jackson out. But, of course, he goes 7 scoreless. But there's blood dripping down his jersey. He got 6 stitches after the game. I think in modern times, they wouldn't have let him continue with that jersey because it's blood. I don't know if, you know what? I don't think they would have let him continue in the modern game. It's a bit iconic. The bloody Nolan Ryan Bo Jackson jersey. So, when the Rangers take on the Royals, May 29, 2026, the same team, they're giving away, and not to the first 1,000. The way I read it, it is one of the few promotional items the Rangers are giving away this year that goes to every fan that shows up to the game. And they're calling it the bloody jersey. This isn't a Lou thing. I've seen the photo. It's awesome. Whoever came up with this, not 1 raise, please give them 2 raises, because that is brilliant. Nolan Ryan replica throwback bloody jersey night, and every fan gets one. You can't do enough Nolan Ryan. Do it while people remember. Do it while Nolan Ryan is still the baddest man in the whole damn town. That's kind of my belief system with this. When we come back, when we return, I got to go. We're done for Thursday. This is the Louie Belina Show presented by CC Electric.
You can hear Aggie Baseball online at RadioAggieland.com. RadioAggieland.com.
The Louie Belina Show, almost not quite done. I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to wrap things up inside the lifestyles portion of the Louie Belina Show. Back in this day on February 12th. Back on this day on February 12th. For example, 117 years ago, in 1909, the NAACP was founded in response to deadly riots in Lincoln's hometown of Springfield, Illinois. Back in the day on February 12th. 59 years ago, in 1967, 15 police officers raided Keith Richards' home in England. They found various substances of suspicious nature. That included heroin, hashish, pills, and Mick Jagger's naked girlfriend, Marianne Faithfull. Jagger and Richards both were sentenced to several months of hard time. They appealed and got their sentences overturned by the end of the year. Back in the day, on February 12th, 45 years ago, this band named Rush released their 8th album. It was called Moving Pictures. Some of these songs that you may have heard off of this 8th album called Moving Pictures include Tom Sawyer, Limelight, Red Barchetta, and YYZ. Back in the day, on February 12th, 26 years ago, Peanuts creator Charles M. Schulz passed away at age 77. Did you know that Schulz is still on the list of the top earning dead celebrities every year? Did you know? Finally, back in the day, February 12th, 10 years ago, in 2016, the first Deadpool movie was released. Ryan Reynolds, of course, starring as Deadpool. That was back in the day, 10 years ago. I got to go. We're out of here. Look, I hope you had fun. This has been the Louie Belina Show presented by CC Electric from inside the Charles Schwab studio. We had Cedric Gold and Rusty Burson both join me on the D4 Land Services hotline. And, of course, your text messages. Great day. Not going to lie, for the Texas Mobile and Lube Express inbox. Great day for text messages. I'm back tomorrow. I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow. Just show up back here at 11. We'll hang out some more. Peace, everybody.